In this lecture, we will take a look at the two different forms of money we have used throughout history. First, let's look at what's called commodity money. This was most often gold and silver coins and bullion, and paper currencies backed by gold and silver coins and bullion. Now, bullion just refers to bars of various weights and measures. So, where does commodity money come from? Easy. Precious metals are mined from the earth, and then they are minted into coins and bars for monetary use. The mining process is extremely time-consuming and it's very capital-intensive. Thus, the supply of commodity money grows at a very slow pace. This has the effect of stabilizing the value of commodity money because of its relative scarcity. So as you can see, the law of supply and demand applies to money just as it applies to goods and services. So commodity money contains all of the properties of money we discussed in the previous lecture. It is portable because the precious metal coins and the paper currencies backed by bullion are small and lightweight, but they transfer significant purchasing power in small units. Applied in the information age, it is easy to maintain online accounts backed by precious metals in audited and allocated vaults, such that one could transact with commodity money electronically. Commodity money is divisible because coins and bars are minted in varying weights. As far as gold coins, it's very common to find a 1/10 ounce, a 1/4 ounce, a 1/2 ounce, and 1 ounce gold coins. Gold bullion is commonly minted into 1 gram, 5 gram, 10 gram, 20 gram, 1 ounce, 50 gram, 100 gram, 10 ounce, and even 1 kilogram bars. Silver bullion is commonly minted into 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, 1 kilogram, and 100 ounce bars. So this practice makes gold and silver divisible. Commodity money is fungible because each coin and bar is minted with a uniform weight of precious metal content. The mints certify this by placing their seal on the final product. So the value of commodity money is dependent exclusively on the precious metal content. In other words, an ounce of gold is an ounce of gold. It doesn't matter what design happens to be on the coin or the bar. Commodity money is durable because gold and silver do not decay or corrode. In fact, every ounce of gold and silver ever mined from the earth is still in existence today. Each ounce has probably been melted down and reused several times, both in bullion and in electronics, but it's all still here. Commodity money contains intrinsic value because precious metals are relatively scarce, they work extremely well as money, and they have properties that make them useful for other purposes as well. Gold and silver jewelry are very popular all over the world, for example. Also, silver is especially useful in electronic devices. In fact, I think that silver is used in pretty much every electronic device made. I'm not 100% on that. So as you can see, commodity money contains all of the properties that we would expect money to have. And that's why this form of money has worked well throughout history. Okay, now let's take a look at what's called fiat money. Fiat money takes the form of our national currencies, dollars, euros, yen, yuan, etc. These are the currencies we each use on a daily basis, though we don't often think of them in this manner. The word fiat is Latin for let it be done. So these currencies are issued by government fiat, or government dictate. The way this works is government creates the currency and declares it legal tender for all debts, public and private. Then government requires taxes to be paid in this currency, which creates a situation where all economic actors must acquire fiat money in order to pay their taxes. Fiat money is backed by the full faith and credit of the issuing government. This is a somewhat arbitrary statement, but in general it means that the government guarantees to manage the currency in a reasonable way so that it maintains monetary value. So where do fiat currencies come from? The short answer is they are created through the central banking system and injected into the economy via various channels. I don't want to muddy the waters too much here, but generally speaking, there are two ways by which fiat currencies are injected into the general economy. The first is when central banks create currency to purchase government bonds. Government uses the currency to operate its programs and pay its employees, and that's how the new money begins to circulate. The second is when central banks increase the money supply by increasing bank reserves, which enables member banks to issue more loans, which gets new currency in circulation. So how do central banks create fiat money? This is a much easier answer. Prior to the information age, central banks printed the currency on paper composed of cotton and linen using a printing press. Today, central banks simply create new money electronically via a journal entry. So in other words, fiat money is created from nothing. Fiat money is very portable, divisible, and fungible, so it has been able to serve as money over short periods of time. But fiat money is not durable and its intrinsic value diminishes over time because the money supply growth is unrestrained. We will explore this further in our next lecture on monetary history, but the reason fiat money does not store value well over long periods of time is because it can be created from nothing in large quantities. This necessarily diminishes its purchasing power. Not surprisingly, central banks have a tendency to do just that, systematically create money in large quantities, thus destroying the value of the currency. So we will explore monetary history more in the next lecture, but as we do, I want you to keep in mind why it is so important that we dig down and really understand money. You see, money is not the static functionary that we tend to think it is. Money has been extremely volatile throughout modern history, and those who understand monetary history are able to structure their finances much more effectively than those who do not. Remember, money is half of every transaction, so if something changes with the money, that means the entire economy changes as well. It's very important that we keep our fingers on the pulse of our money. More on this in the next lecture.